We're here at EGX and we're here with Scott from Trickjump Games.
Hello.
They have been making 10 miles to safety. So tell me about 10 miles to safety. What is the premise of that?
Okay, so 10 Miles to Safety is a top-down action strategy game. You wake up in a hospital at the beginning of a zombie apocalypse, and you are told there's an army base 10 miles away, and you're given a direction to go in, and it's different every time you start the game.
So it's the start of Walking Dead, basically.
I didn't say that. And so as you progress, the game gets steadily more difficult. But if any time you feel the game's getting too hard, you can retreat from safety and the game gets easier. Or you can move at right angles to safety and the game's infinite because it's procedurally generated.
Okay.
So we have day and night cycle. So you loot during the day, try and pick up new materials, new weapons and ammo. And then you get a small sunset period where you try and barricade yourself in the most fortifiable location you can find. Every building is enterable and lootable. They're multi-stories and everything's procedurally generated. So you find something different every time you play. And then when nighttime hits, you're confined in a lit circle where you have to try and survive the night. And you are hunted by... I Am Legend style fast zombies.
And the range ones. Yeah.
The idea of the game is you cannot shoot your way through the night. You have to use your brain. It's a strategy game at night. It's been described as a roaming tower defense. So during the day you roam, you build up stocks for the night, and then during the night you kind of barricade yourself in, use traps, use gadgets, and just try and survive.
I think that's where I went wrong then, because I just tried to shoot my way through the night and I died very quickly.
I programmed those AIs, so you had absolutely no chance whatsoever. Sorry.
I did, and I died very fast. So I noticed there's a selection of classes available to you. I think there was like an engineer, I had the sniper rifle, I think that's the engineer person. Is that a purely solo play? Is there going to be any kind of multiplayer aspect?
So the game is fully 1 to 4 player co-op online, and it's absolutely manic. Especially when somebody has the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Because everything gets set on fire.
Including your teammates?
Including your teammates, yeah. And it's just great fun. I mean, we play ourselves every evening after work. We play ourselves, which is, I mean, we've had comments about how well it plays and how slick the controls are.
Yeah, it did run very nicely. It was very smooth to play, especially with everything on screen at the same time as well.
Yeah, and I think the reason for that is we play it ourselves, you know, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. Basically, if the controls didn't work, we would be able to play it ourselves.
So is it kind of a roguelike concept where it's are you able to save and then continue through another time later on?
Okay, so basically, the idea is surviving the night, and every time you've successfully survived the night, the game saves in the morning.
Right.
And then if you die, you're taken back to the previous morning you survived with all the gear and loot that you had back then. So it's kind of walking that fine line between punishing, but not throw your computer out the window.
So it doesn't have an Iron Man mode, or you have to go all the way.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, though. I might steal that. Copyright. You had it here first.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. So I noticed there was some it wasn't all zombies, there were actually other humans running around. I kept killing them accidentally, not on purpose. So what's the goal? What are you trying to do when you encounter those people? Is there a way of helping them? Are you...
Okay, so the game world is full of NPCs as well, some of whom like you and some of whom are against you. Don't want to give too much away. And you will encounter, for instance, like one of the random events you'll find is you might say a barricade. As you're running along, you just find a barricade, and there'll be police officers trying to protect civilians, and they'll ask you for your help. And it's up to you. You can just carry on running if you want. But if you stop and help them, then you'll unlock better loot, and it will sort of trigger a little random event, horde mode, and you'll be tasked with defending the civilians for 3 minutes or something like that. It's all random, and then if you succeed, then you'll get given some good loot. Also, you can rescue other survivors who are trapped under cars, and then they'll ask to join you, and they'll follow you around and you know, help you out and give you ammo and health and things like that. It's great fun.
Can you kit them out with stuff you find, or is it purely...
No, they're level based. So when you find a survivor, they're locked to that level when you found them, and then you'll find another one later on you can replace them with. It's just like a little companion, basically. But obviously the game is also designed for co-op as well.
So when can people expect to get their hands on it, and what platforms will be coming to?
Right, so it's coming to Steam Early Access Monday, hopefully.
Monday, which would be the 21st?
That's right, yeah.
21st of October?
Hopefully tomorrow, yeah. We haven't slept for 4 days, so hopefully Monday morning, Steam Early Access, and then our plans are Switch after that. and then hopefully potentially Xbox after that.
Do you have any envisions of how long you'd be in early access for? Do you have a goal for when you'd like to be sort of done and fully fledged in the wild?
So we're planning 6 months of early access, in which we hope to double the content in the game. At the moment, the game is fully playable. There's full 10 miles of game, and there's loads of great little missions and events, and there's 25 weapons, and lots and lots of little things to find, and obviously it's procedurally generated as well. So, but we just want to double the content and just keep adding more and more stuff to the game.
You guys are completely independent, self-publishing. You don't have a publisher.
No.
You're a team of how many?
3 people.
3 people?
Yeah.
Okay, so very small remit.
Very small.
So how does the roles split between 3 people? Because there's a lot more to than just, programming and designing, and there's more to it than that.
Okay, so our team is, I'm lead programmer. I have another guy who's more of a 3D artist, animator. And then we have the extra guy is kind of jack of all trades, animator, artist, programmer, sound guy, AI, team maker, everything else.
The glue that keeps it all together.
Absolutely right, yeah. And we know each other very well, and we complement each other's skill sets. And that's how, because we're such a small team, we have to produce a lot in our time. And I think because we don't have to manage each other so much, we're able to produce a lot in a very small time frame.
Yeah. So have you known each other for a while? Have you come from previously you've worked together and now you've decided to, how did Trickjump become a thing?
So we all went to uni together, and we all did a computer animation degree many moons ago. And during that degree I found I wasn't very good at computer animation, and but I seemed to have more of a liking for the programming side, which is pretty rare in that course. And so I went down that route instead, and we produced a game a couple of years ago called Battle Royale Trainer, and it was a companion game for PUBG, and did quite well. It was top seller on Steam 2018, and we used the proceeds from that to fund our baby, which is 10 Miles to Safety. And that's what we've been working on ever since.
So did you do that while you were at uni, the Battle Train, or?
No, this is after we left uni.
So did you do that like whilst you were working? Was it you just sort of squirreled away for a couple of months?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we didn't actually make the first game intending to sell it. We made it for ourselves because, quite frankly, we were useless at PUBG. And literally all our friends were like, you have to put this on Steam. We would pay money for this, surprising as it was, and it turns out other people would too.
So passion project turned.
Yeah, it was just like a little hobby project, and we were very, very lucky, and it sold very well in China, for example. And,
fair enough. So a big part of smaller studios, the challenges that they counter is, especially when it's just yourselves and it's such a small unit, you've got so much to do, is finding that fine line between, working 80 hours a week because it's a passion project, you want to believe it, but then actually, pulling it back in order to actually make sure that it's sustainable, you don't burn out and you don't just, break down. Yeah. So how do you guys find dealing with that sort of balance?
I mean, I think crunch is pretty much unavoidable when you're only 3 people. So you just have to love games and love the game that you're working on too. So it doesn't really become like a job. It becomes, very enjoyable. And so we play together the same game all the time. And also, I mean, the tools have got so much better lately too. I mean, we use Unreal Engine 4, and some of the visual scripting side makes it, easy for us to produce a lot of work very quickly. And like I said, we just love it. So to us, it's not even a job. It's just vocation, really.
So you guys all based the same place? Do you work remotely?
So we kind of spread out along the south coast a little bit, and then come together whenever we need to.
So you're doing that kind of remote asynchronous collaboration?
Yeah, it's a kind of combination, yeah. We try and get together as often as possible, and obviously we're always Skyping. And,
So for anybody looking to get into the industry, either taking the same route you did, or completely different, what would your best piece of advice be to somebody wanting to take a career in games?
Make games. Make as many games as possible. Find a retro game that's not been touched for some time and just put a new spin on it, and just download Unreal Engine or Unity. They're all free these days. They don't charge you any money until you make money, and just make games. Enjoy games, make games, play games, and do what we did. Just put your all into it and just find a game to make, and take 2 different game genres and put them together in a new way or whatever. But you don't necessarily need to go down the schooling route. No, just make a mod, make a game, do whatever you can, and just, it will happen for you.
No, that's brilliant. So that's 10 Miles to Safety. It comes into early access October 21st. It's a Monday. No, thanks very much, Scott. Appreciate your time, and have a great EGX.
Thanks, buddy.